Welcome to Keeper Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl here to do another reading for Scorpio for August 2024. I thank you, Spirits, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. I thank you, Scorpio, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Most of all, for showing up. Scorpio. Feeling very relaxed in your energy today. Like usual, you are able to release and let go as a collective energy. You do it so easily. On an individual scale, it may not be so simple or easy. Oh, getting a message, but here you are, overcoming. You're reflecting off of what took place in the past, a sense of loneliness and sadness. It's overcoming. It's getting past that. You're on your way. So we have the idea of focusing on building a new offer, a new plan. Being open, again, being passionate towards the plan, being very loving too. Having that great idea come, being able to communicate, being able to talk, being able to reach out sexually to another, because you've been in that sense of loneliness. You want to step up. You want to take the higher ground, or someone has taken the higher ground. Either way, you're standing in your integrity with the next person, with anybody else in your path. You want to speak. There's particular people that you want to speak to. You want to make an offer for some, or you're waiting for an offer for others. You want to talk about the future. You're open, you're very passionate. You're building up on new ideas. Scorpio, you're quite busy. But again, I feel a relaxed state. It's like you know what you're doing and you're just going through it step by step. You're working with a plan. You're very focused, which is the best thing for you. Being focused, even if you don't have a plan yet, if you're working on something, or you're trying to guide, or you're looking for guidance, you're focused on that, which is even better for you. So I've been doing this 6-card spread. Just decided it as I picked up the deck that I'd go back to that 6-card spread where it's all about you. And then I shuffle in the second layer, so the second 3 cards show the possible changes that would come, or if the first 3 cards, the flow continues within the second set of 3. First card is all about you, and here you are, standing in your justice, having that sense of karmic justice come to you. You're in that mode of being and doing what is right, or wanting to do what is right, or planning on doing what is right. Not just for you, but for anybody that you're dealing with. Scorpio, maybe dealing with an air sign. Libra comes to mind. Or you're dealing with the courts, or you're about to deal with the courts, going through some kind of justice. Maybe the courts coming back to you. You're in the state of, you're either in process, going through that process. It's karmic justice for love here. You're remembering, you're being honest, or you're thinking about the honesty and love that you've had going back. Again, we're all in that boat of of reconciling or remembering or wanting to go back to historical, the relationships that have affected you in the past. Some of you, I feel that you're just reckoning with what took place and wanting to correct what is happening in your current state or your current relationships because of how you remember where your sense of love or particular relationships that have affected you in the past are repeating themselves through different people in the present. Like you're seeing some things repeating and you're questioning, why is this happening again? Or why am I meeting up with certain people who remind me of other people from the past that I've dealt with? You see? Not for everyone, and that's particular to a few here. But in general, you're looking back on what was. Again, not Five of Cups that showed itself. Is memories. It's regrets. It's having lost someone in this case and regretting that they've gone or left, and you're feeling that you deserve that they left you. You see? Or if you flip it around and say it's you that has left them and you are standing in your justice because you've left them for whatever reason, where it's justified because it's karmic, it had to happen. Whatever you're going through on whatever level, whoever you're dealing with, whether it's a past person or current situation, this is meant to be. This is unavoidable because Spirit is giving you that. It's recollection and it's remembering. It's going back in time. It's people from your past that you're needing to deal with, that you want to be done with. You want to put an end to. It's too much of a burden. The karmic love, that karmic relationship, is too much for some of you out there. Don't want to deal with that anymore. Feeling that whatever it was too much work. You had to do all the work. You're feeling that you had to do all the work because you did, and you're doing it. You're still working on it because you want that relationship to work. For some. For others, it is, I don't want this. I want to put it down. I want to be done. I want to finish. Come to a completion. Be done with this. It's a lot of work that went into a relationship, and then you want to end it. You want to move on. You want to have that peace of mind. It's that Three of Pentacles, because of seeing all of what was done, all that work from the past. Yeah, we have, some of you may be dealing with a King of Wands here, who is leaving, or again, that's where the passion of wanting to build something, it's not there anymore. I want to leave that. I want to move on. I want to move away from someone so you can move into something else and have a different relationship. Seeing that you want to make things different, really make things different. You want to change. You want to see change. You have a strategy. At least you're thinking that you should have one. But you're following divine guidance here, because this is really the intuition in motion, or you're really just moving on. the thought process of I need to move on or I want to come back. That peace of mind that you're searching for or you want to have because you're feeling like you're either not given a fair deal or you want to have a fair deal or you're making the effort to have a fair deal. Either way, there is processing, thought processing the feelings that you've been working on, that you want to find peace through the processing, the thought process, that remembering and going back over what you experienced with particular individuals. This is where we all seem to have that common ground just because we're human and because the way the planets are lining up, Jupiter, Venus and Saturn and Mars. Okay, the way that we have our emotions and our desires and our experiences come around in the way of I remember how much work I put out. I feel I deserve to have that peace of mind. I've earned it. That is how Scorpio is working through this August. And looking back and remembering the effort and recognizing, not just remembering it, but recognizing the hard work. Again, recognizing what was done and that innovation, that passion, that creativity, that confidence, that courage to do the work is why you feel like you should be standing in the right, or that you are standing in the right, because you had the courage to step up and make the effort, and in some cases to leave a situation. And it is because you left that you're feeling that you're standing up in justice. It is what you deserve. It is that you're on the right side of the law in some cases, or for others it is just doing the right thing, as in the natural laws would dictate. You see what I mean? So that you can have now another level of just desserts coming your way, where the payout for what you've done in the past would be in a foundation that is set for success, because you've graduated, you've put the effort in. For others it is, I want to come back to a marriage, to a partnership, or I want to move on and go off to make another relationship and have that relationship be successful because of what I've experienced in the past. I'm looking forward and I have hope, and you want to bring with you the experiences that you've had. You feel like you can. You see, it goes in from the 4 to the 3. So it's remembering. It's looking back. It's saying, well, I accomplished this. So because I was able to accomplish this, I can go off now and do it again. See, having that hope, having that understanding that you've learned from. And because you have learned from, you can move on now. You have a strategy. Again, with the 4 of Cups, you want to change. You want to change its scenery. You want to put down the burden. You want to see where what you've done brings you to peace of mind. And this is where it's a little difficult because of the alignment of the planets. But Taurus, I'm saying Taurus, Scorpio, that's what you teach us. Keep referring to lessons when I do a Scorpio reading, simply because it is that difficult, and it is a life lesson, going through the experiences. Depending on how strong Scorpio is in your chart, you too feel it in that, well, I deserve or I don't deserve, and this is right and this is wrong, and this should happen and this shouldn't happen. And you, on a deep level, not just in a mental scale, it's knowing that I remember the work that I've done, and what is good is coming to me, and I will have a peaceful rest of the month. Is because I'm not looking to go too far ahead, but then these readings are timeless. It's just that I lay the cards in August, so I'm gauging for the end of the month, where things will turn around. It will change again. It may change slightly. For some, may be a drastic change for others, especially where relationships are concerned. If it is that you're looking for the courage to walk away from a marriage because it is too much of a burden. For some of you, where it is walking towards a relationship, having that courage to go back to someone who you feel that you should be revisiting, and knowing that this is a karmic duty that you have, because you're standing in a particular state of mind of truth, or you're standing in front of what would be justice, whether it is the legal system or the natural laws. So let's see how it plays out toward the end here. If it continues or if it changes completely, because we do all have free will. And Scorpio, you have quite a bit of scenarios playing out that, I mean, just take what resonates. If you're leaving someone, if you're going back to someone, if you're looking at justice or just desserts according to relationship, or someone you've been working with, because that Three of Pentacles is work that you've done with someone. It's been recognized. Let's see. Oh, I have to cut. So the last three will either be a continuation or it would be something different. The Eight of Cups come back. So justice is being served by either leaving or returning to a love, or leaving a relationship because it's too much of a burden. But then this is where you choose, you deciding, you are calling that final judgment on the relationship, whether you're going back to or you're going away from particular people. And then the King of Wands comes back. So that courage, that invigoration, that memories are what are guiding you. And this is again coming from spirit. So it could be through someone else. And it's funny because Leo had the same, or was it Taurus? Either way, I think the King of Wands is just showing up here. And I think it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be dealing with a fire sign. If it is that you are, it's a Sagittarius, it's a Leo, it's an Aries type. But either way, it's embodying that courage to step forward, that innovation, that mindset of, I want to build something. I want to build up on this love that I have, and I'm being fueled by the love from old, from way back when, from my childhood, for something that I've always wanted, or from a particular person. You want to either go to or go away from. King of Wands. And then we have the Three of Pentacles showing up again. So we're coming right back to it continues. It doesn't change in the sense where we've seen these cards, even though I shuffled and cut. We have at the bottom of the deck, it's the Seven of Wands. So taking the higher ground. Maybe wanting to go back to a relationship for some. For others, it is leaving that relationship because you're pushing away or being pushed away, or the work that was done is too much, and you don't want to do more. Whatever it was that was burdening you don't want more of it. You're remembering again. This is going back to what was done in the past, as much as this was a love from the past, and this is work that you've done that has been accumulated now, and feeling that you have to do more and not wanting to do more because the work needs to be recognized. Is how you're feeling about this, you see? And then standing in the integrity, taking the higher ground, making that clear in your mind that this is what I want. Being honest, again, with the Justice here, standing in the truth and having that victory, coming into abundance, and knowing that it is because of the details that you have put forward, that you did carry and do all the work for. The abundance in its own right is what justice will bring you, but it's because you paid attention to the details. Scorpio, you're on your way. Here we have that for some of you, you're dealing with someone who's betrayed you, and you know all the details about it, and this is where I don't want any more, and you're realizing that for some of you, I need to leave. This is where you know why you're leaving, because you don't want that betrayal to repeat itself. And here we have that again, the Ten of Pentacles. So it's a form of abundance as well as the Eight. So whatever you've done, if it is that you've gone through the justice system, and the work, the effort that you've put forward is bringing you that legacy. It is bringing you that abundance in itself, because you had that innovation, that courage to step forward. Or if it is that you're dealing with other people, their effect on you is that you will come into abundance because of love. See, there you have that sense of, if you're dealing with a fire sign, you will marry. For some of you, you will return, and you will have your happiness. You see, there's that forgiveness, making that offer, coming up to the full moon. So before the end of the month, some of you may very well have that communication for an offer, for marriage, for a new relationship, or for returning to a relationship. So it does continue. Scorpio, it's all about the love here. It's all about dealing with the truth and honesty in love, and standing up and putting that effort, recognizing the effort that was put forward from the past. It's very loving, but very true, very, very true, and very logical. It's coming close to that Leo reading. What is the oracle message for this reading for Scorpio, August 2024? Thank you, Spirit. Using the Ancient Stones oracle with this deck, it goes very well. We have the cycle breaker, so you'll get through it. The cycle is ending. So again, putting down the burden, or recognizing that the effort that you did put in, or seeing that the relationship that you were in became a burden and you want to leave, that is coming. That you'll get through it. It's coming to the end. You're coming up to the end. You have your integrity intact. That is not a question. You're taking the higher ground because you see, again, the deck just split, because of investment that you've made for those of you who are returning to a relationship, and for those of you who have realized that you need to invest in yourself. You must take yourself away from a certain relationship. You get through. And you have the creativity. The creative expression is to trust your vision. We saw that with the Ace of Wands at the beginning. And here you have that innovation and the truth and the victory, and being able to work through the details and know that you have enough and will have enough. You'll be abundant and you'll be able to choose what you want and who you want to be with. So let's read the cycle breaker. That one is pretty new. I mean, when I say new, I've not read all of the cards in this deck, so the cycle breaker, number 17. I've been very busy, not been able to do as much reading as I was hoping to do, but it's coming along. The cycle breaker. Some of us have come here to heal ancestral patterns. See, this is where that justice is coming in. It's karmic. You can't avoid it. This isn't an easy task. It's one that requires dedication, grit, honesty, compassion, authenticity, and grace. The cycle breaker card is one of gentle encouragement and deep acknowledgement. If you're a cycle breaker, know that being open to healing and change is a revolutionary act. The path of breaking cycles repeated is always unique, and it's one that only the most courageous take on. Not everyone wants change because it's uncomfortable and hard to understand. The work of changing long-standing patterns is often misunderstood and unacknowledged. For the cycle breaker shines a light on what's broken, dysfunctional, harmful, or painful, and says there must be another way. This is a card of acknowledging your willingness to do this work. That's why you have that 10 of Wands, because it's not easy. It's been a lot of work that you have to do, Scorpio. Deep healing like this cannot be done in isolation, and often there are things at play within your system that both slow down and speed up the process. Ancestral patterns predate our lifetime and can therefore require many layers of healing. Be open to and call in the support of your ancestors, future and past, who share mutual interest in you freeing both you and them from unconsciously repeating the past. See, this is where you're paying attention, and Spirit is guiding this. Again, if this is not someone else that you're dealing with, this is you coming in with that passion, that innovation, that enthusiasm, that wanting to work with and have that natural love fueling that passionate desire to do whatever it is that you're feeling that you want to go into, that you're feeling that you have to do. If it is to go back to someone or to leave a situation, breaking a cycle, The burden of certain relationships is what you want to get away from, that you're feeling that you need to break that cycle and not be in relationship with particular people, taking that higher ground. For some of you, it is like that. For others, it is returning to a particular person to complete, you see, to finish the cycle, to go back to and finish that cycle, because you have a connection from the past, whether it is work or love or both. Either way, taking that higher ground, standing in the integrity, being honest, to complete, bringing things to completion. See, what is this creative expression? Just because it's a creative expression or creativity. 68. Let me see. For Scorpio, because you're so very deep, I want to give you the second card. Trust your vision. It's a great, Michelangelo said, the sculptor sees the statue in the stone before they even begin. They receive the inner vision of what they're being called to create and let themselves be moved. Nature must be the best muse around. Her effortless beauty inspiring artists through the ages. This is the card of the artist, the creative that we all have within us. Do you have a creative idea that you're being called to bring to life? Is there a creation that's being asked you to show up to? A book, a painting, a business, a project? The creativity card is a sign to tend to your creations each and every day and bring them to life. They are ideas that are wanting to be expressed and breathed into life. Concepts and wisdom that's longing to be brought into the physical, etched into stone, made possible with your creative action. Creativity is your natural state. For life itself is creative. You're a creative being, and the more you creatively express yourself, the more alive you'll likely feel. Let yourself be a channel for the creations that are ready to be born. The artist is the vessel by which beauty and consciousness can be birthed upon the world. Creativity is a mystical art, for it requires that we merge with the sacred to birth something new. And through the expression of beauty and consciousness, it breathes life into the beholder too. Like the ancient stones, your creations have the chance to outlive you. They're a way for you to leave your mark on the world, to say, I truly was here. See, again, natural love, and that being that it could be someone else who's there to support you this night. Sorry, this King of Wands, because that's what he's about. He will be a provider. Out of pure love, he will give if he sees that what he's given towards is worthy, has a meaning, it has a purpose, not just for the one, but for the many. Maybe dealing with an air sign, as I see that again, as I said earlier, it could be that you're dealing with an air sign. Scorpio, you're thinking about what you want to leave behind. You're thinking about your legacy. You're thinking about what creations you are a part of. Again, whether you're going back to or leaving, you want more from your relationships too. You're standing in your integrity. You're being that. You want that victory, but you want to be honest too in the whatever work you're doing. You see? You don't want to be betrayed. You want to take back what was taken in some cases. Again, it really is depending on your situation. And being creative could also be a creative mind in how to deal with certain individuals at Five of Swords, mind games and such, having had a relationship with particular individuals who took advantage and made you feel burdened. On that note, Scorpio, you will turn things around because you have that creative mind, because you stand in justice and in your integrity. Until our next read, love and light.